We are streaming live on YouTube.
Hello, and welcome to the first live discussion of www.sportsbash.in. With me, I have Nishant Barai and Dwipayan Mukherjee, and today we are going to be talking about this wonderful match of. Okay, just a minute. Sorry. Yeah. So with me, I have Nishant Barai and Dwipayan Mukherjee, and today we are going to be talking about Punjab Kings versus Mumbai Indians. Now, 2 days and two chase, and these two chases, the two matches where the chase looks so easy, it looks so cool. Yesterday, Royal Challengers Bangalore had a chase with 10 wickets in hand. Today, Punjab Kings had a chase with 9 wickets in hand, and this is totally a different type of cricket we're experiencing. So I would straight away head to Nishant and want to know your views or your comments on the performance of Chris Gayle and KL Rahul.
First of all, hi Manthan, hi D, and congratulations for our first live stream. And yeah, going back to the Punjab and Punjab Mumbai game, I think it was a perfect game for Punjab Kings, right, to get back into the league. They lost consecutively 2 matches in a row, and and we were criticizing KL Rahul for his slow knocks, and today was a perfect platform set for by the bowlers for him. Like he is the kind of player who can chase this kind of totals very easily. The target was just 137, and it was perfect for KL Rahul to go there and anchor the innings at one end. Even for other batsmen, it was not necessary to go and hit the ball. But Rahul played a very sensible knock, and along with Rahul, I must acknowledge Chris Gayle. It was a very sensible knock by Chris Gayle because he isn't used to play this kind of knocks where he plays at a strike rate of 100, but respecting the situation, respecting the conditions on the pitch. I think he played a really sensible knock, and kudos to Punjab. I mean, KL Rahul really deserved it because we have seen him performing well for Punjab, and I think he deserves more win.
But Dwipan, what do you have to say? Although KL Rahul scored 50 runs, but those were off so many balls. I think the innings were slow. 137 was a small target. They could have chased it quite early in the innings. What do you have to say about it?
Yes, I have slightly contrasting opinions because see, when you started off this conversation today, you said that two comparatively easy chases. Yes, I think it's about players who are the top class players in the world. It might not be very easy, but they make it look very easy. Yesterday, Kohli and Devdutt Padikal's knock were similar, and today I feel Punjab's knock, the way they approach at the end, the net run rate should only concern people. Improving the net run rate should only concern people who are getting their wins. Punjab had lost 3 in a row, for in pursuit of getting a quick win. There was also the risk of losing too many wickets, and that, as we know, Punjab's middle order is not very capable of handling all the pressure and all. And we have already seen the Mumbai bowling attack coming back at the last 10 overs of the game and making a game out of it and ending up winning. So Punjab, I feel today played well. KL Rahul, yes, it was his slowest IPL 50 of 50 balls. Yeah, so I mean, there's an interesting stat that I want to throw here is that it is the last time in Chepauk in an IPL game when the top 3 batsmen, each of them scored 25 or more, was back in 2015. So yeah, the Chepauk Stadium is not easy to bat. I mean, you can say 2 years, 2016 and 17 matches were not playing here, but still the ground is difficult for batting. And even in this tournament, we have seen sides struggling a lot. I feel Punjab did well. Their experienced batsmen came well and gave them their second win.
I think we should also credit KL Rahul for taking this bold decision of winning the toss and choosing to bowl. When you have a mighty bowling attack of Mumbai Indians, I think it was confident of KL Rahul to be choosing to bowl first, because in his mind he would have thought we're gonna chase this, no matter if Mumbai Indians has Trent Bolt or Jasprit Bumrah, right? So what do you have to say about that decision, Nishant?
I think KL was considering the due factor. We have seen in the previous matches that the due is getting really hard, and bowlers are finding it really difficult to handle the ball. Even we saw today in the second inning when Trent Bolt threw a no ball to Mike Agarwal in the first uh, few hours of the power play. Right, so it is becoming very difficult for bowlers to handle the due factor, and that might be one of the reasons why KL Rahul uh, would have chosen this bowling first. And another thing, I think KL might be, he might not be able to. He can carry his inning, his batting in respect to the totals they have to chase. So I think that can be also one of the reason. But I think one of the major reason was the due factor.
Cool.
Uh,
Dwaipan, were you surprised with the form of Hardik Pandya and Ishan Kishan? Like, it's been 4 to 5 matches and we haven't seen a big knock from either of these players who otherwise are extremely good in the IPL.
Yes, I'm surprised because the Mumbai Indian setup, the why they have got so much of success over the years. It's got largely because of someone or the other continually rising up on each occasion. One match we have got a standout player. Today Rohit came well, did well, but you need more than one batsman to do well on a surface like this where bowlers have got lot of assistance. And yes, Ishan Kishan's, there's an interesting aspect that I got to hear here today, that when youngsters go out in an IPL season, they do well, everyone's limelight, they come on the spotlight. Now everyone, when they come back for the next season, there's an added pressure to do better or at least as good as they did in the previous season.
True.
So at this I'm saying more in context for Ishan Kishan, because he got 500 runs last season, that fast tracked his inclusion into the Indian squad first and then the Indian team. But yeah, you could think that if maybe that certain amount of pressure is weighing down on Ishan Kishan. But yeah, if Ishan
That would
Kishan,
be
Hardik
true for
Pandya
Ishan
can't
I,
Kishan, but
but I think
Nishant,
he's
about
finding
Hardik
it
Pandya,
difficult.
he's quite a senior player.
yes,
But I
yes, yes, I mean,
But I think Ishan Kishan, the youngsters like Ishan Kishan are finding it difficult to settle on these slow tracks because they have played on these one-faded tracks where ball is coming easily onto bat and they can hit. The grounds are a bit shorter, so they can play at the on the leg side and score runs. But here the track is really slow. If you have seen this today, the spinners were getting really good help. The ball was not coming on easily to the bat, so they are finding it difficult because they are not being uh, they have not played on such tracks previously. Hardly they played 1 or 2 matches on such track, but this I think
yeah,
might be a
but this
reason.
is Mumbai's fifth match on in Chennai. So 5 matches, I feel if you are a player at the IPL stage, matches is a long enough time to apply yourself, show better application, improve in the way you try to build your knock and all. But Ishan Kishan failing consistently on 4 5 occasions, it's a worrisome topic for
And I
MI.
also think these arguments would stand for Ishan Kishan, quite a young player, but for a player like Hardik Pandya, who is a regular in India T20, probably a choice for India T20 World Cup. And I think we should be expecting better of Hardik Pandya. What do you have to say?
And one interesting stat I came across is that in this IPL, in last 5 matches, Mumbai lost 23 wickets in last 5 overs, including all the matches. And in none of the matches they were able to score 50 or more runs in last 5 overs. I mean, considering the huge middle order and huge names like Hardik Pandya, Kiran Pollard, Kunal Pandya, who are who are very good finishers for any team. So they have not been very good at finishing the game, and they have completely lost their momentum. They are losing their wickets, and this is something that Mumbai should look on. Someone should step up and take the responsibility to finish the game. And this has been issue for Mumbai, and Hardik Pandya plays a major role in finishing the game for Mumbai. We have seen Kiran
True.
Pollard not been in a good form. He's not consistent enough, but you expect that from Hardik Pandya, who is a big name in Indian cricket. But again, he's not bowling, so he
Yeah.
has to contribute with batsmen. But I think he should really means improve and try to contribute more as a finisher for Mumbai Indians.
Talking about one more Mumbai Indians player, Jayant Yadav. Now you have a golden trio of bowlers like Jasprit Bumrah, Trent Bolt, and Rahul Chahar. And here is a fourth bowler who had good figures today in the bowling. So where do you see Dwipen fitting him in the Mumbai Indians playing 11?
What I feel the greatest thing of the Mumbai Indians side is how they manage their players. Jayant Yadav played very little games for MI so far. What I remember last year is that he was brought into the mix for the final against Delhi Capitals. He came in, his main right arm spin that takes the ball away from left hand. So the moment Rohit sees that the opposition side have got two or more lefties at the top order, Jayant Yadav makes the cut. Now that it is an interesting matchup thing because that is what left-handers don't like the ball turning away from them. But as far as Jayant Yadav's execution is concerned, he has been able to do that whenever he gets one match in 5 games, one match in 6 7 games. But for him to come back in that 1 year 2 games in a span of 10 games and make that impact is a huge thing, and that can only happen when people like Jayant Yadav are being taken care as much as everyone who plays in the starting 11 of the side. So
But
Jayant Yadav contributes a lot.
but going back to the Chepauk track, we have seen Ravichandran Ashwin very successful on this track when he was playing for CSK. So when the spinners are getting really good help. So I think if Mumbai were playing on their home ground, Wankhede, I don't think Jayant Yadav would have got a chance. But yeah, when they're playing at Chepauk, I think when there are considerable left-handers on the opposition side, today we saw there was Chris Gayle and Nicholas Puran who are really good hitters. So that's why again Jayant Yadav got a chance. But I don't think when they go
Yeah.
to Wankhede or any other track where the spinners are not getting a good advantage,
So,
I don't think Jayant Yadav fit in this playing 11.
yeah. So do you guys think Chris Gayle was in his classic avatar today? Because if you had observed in the match, 3 wide balls by Kunal Pandya, and the commentator was saying any leg spinner would be afraid to bowl towards the leg to Chris Gayle. They would rather put it so outside the pitch, and Kunal Pandya got so frustrated in the last ball. It was a full toss. So did you observe this fear in the actions of Mumbai Indians bowlers because Chris Gayle was in super form today? Nishant?
Nishant, you go first.
Yeah, any bowler, not only Kunal Pandya, but any bowler would be in a dilemma when he's bowling to Chris Gayle. Even miss hits from that universe balls can go out for a 90-meter six. So and Kunal Pandya was again a left. He's a left-hander, so
Yeah.
he was sure to be afraid of him. But the reason behind which the Kunal Pandya was given the ball, that in the previous over we saw that when when I think Rahul Chahar or no Jayant Yadav was hit for a six, and the ball was changed. So the ball was dry, and
Yeah.
it started spinning. So Rohit
Yeah.
Sharma immediately called for Kunal Pandya that the ball is spinning. He also made this kind of action. So that was
Okay.
the reason, and Kunal Pandya did bowl the first 3 balls really well.
Yeah.
But
To
when it
kill
comes to
Rahul.
Chris Gayle, even if you, he can hit you if two sixes in 2 balls when he's
Yeah.
facing a
Yeah.
left-handed spinner. We have seen in the past.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was made
Yeah,
to
what I
success.
feel is anything done for all the extra balls that Gayle and Rahul played. I think for this game where the target was only 132, it's everything is good when your side ends up winning the match. Right, and particularly when you are a Punjab side where the performances hasn't been very consistent, you have blown hot and cold. But yeah, I mean, I feel Punjab defeating Mumbai in Indians, a team that is done so well in the IPL, will be a major booster. And now in the points table, Punjab and MI both have 2 losses, 2 wins, and 3 losses. So they are together in some way, and that will make Punjab feel good as a setup.
Correct. So I think talking about points table, we should be also talking about tomorrow's match, which is Kolkata Knight Riders versus Rajasthan Royals. I would want to know your views on Nishant. Who do you think would be the player we'd be looking out for, and what do you have to say about tomorrow's match in general?
Tomorrow I will be looking out for Sunil Narayan. I think in the previous game he did really well with the ball. He didn't get to bat and he was dismissed early, but with the ball he was really he found it really good to disturb the batsman with his bowling. So I do think that he's a mystery spinner still, and still hardly few batsmen has got his solution. So yeah, I do think the Sunil Narayan will be a huge. We can see a huge game from him tomorrow. And again, we saw the Russell, the giant is back. He's in the form. So yeah, we are expecting a good good fight from KKR tomorrow, because after they lose a close match from CSK, the confidence will be high. Even though they
Yeah,
lost the match, but their confidence will be really high. And
true.
in comparison to them, the RR side are pretty weak uh, because they have lost Ben Stokes and Jofra Archer. So I do think KKR will definitely win tomorrow. But their top order batsmen should really perform well. They are not performing consistently, but I also eye on Shubman Gill. It's a high time
Yeah,
that he is
so I
not
was going to ask
performing.
that question. Will Shubman Gill face the same issues that Ishan Kishan is facing this season, or are we going to see a different Shubman Gill in the matches to come? Dwaipen, your thoughts?
Yeah, the KKR versus Rajasthan match is in Mumbai. So Shubman Gill will be batting on a track that is conducive for batsmen, and the conditions I feel make a difference. Of course, if your teammates come back and say that yes, this is a 180 to 100, which you go outside and play your shots, as compared to a game like today where Punjab's MIs, sorry, MI's batsman might have told him that the ball is stopping, not coming onto the bat nicely. So it forces the batsman to go in a bit of a shell of his own. Another thing, looking at the points table, KKR and RR are at the bottom. So it
Yeah,
looks, if you go only by the positionings, it seems it's the battle of two teams at the bottom of the table. But I feel mentally KKR is in a much better place, because RR, I see their ship going down. No players are leaving them every week. Sanju Samson had his issues and all, but KKR, as I
Jofra
said, I
Archer
feel
today,
that, yeah, Jofra Archer. I feel
big blow.
KKR's last performance would instill a sense of confidence in them. There are games where you feel itne paas aake haar gaye hum, but KKR's performance last game would tell them ki yes, we have it in us, we have it in us to beat the best of the teams, and
Yeah,
yes, I expect KKR to win tomorrow.
I think Shubman Gill should try to play more balls in the initial overs. Like we have seen him getting out in the first 10 balls. It's as if we see past 2 to 3 games. He gets out
But
very
I
early.
feel
So I
that's
think
also,
he should take his time. He should take 20 balls, 25 balls, and then after he has got ability to hit sixes. Like he can cover up the strike rate and everything. So I think he should play a bit with sensible knock.
yeah, in 2020, I think one of his criticisms was his inability to, score fast. So I think in this year they say that, he should take more of the strike, and not only more of the strike, but also play more fast. But yeah, it's a dichotomy of things. And big time Morgan comes and scores runs. Morgan is
true.
Yes.
also not,
I
scoring
think I
very
am.
much for them.
I
As
feel
On
KKR management are helpless because last year when Dinesh Karthik wasn't performing well, they changed the captain, and again the same issue. Now Morgan is not performing, so they are like, what should we do? Captain
yeah,
is not stepping in front,
yeah.
coming in front.
Yeah,
So
no, I feel Morgan is a long-term solution for them. He might take some time to understand what works and what does not work for the team. But once he gets a better grasp of how things do, how players are, and in the best possible way, how they can contribute, Morgan will take KKR to better things. I won't say an IPL trophy and all, but he can, take them to playoffs, win more games and all. And Morgan, I am a huge fan for the way he carries himself, for the way he backs his game plans irrespective of the results. So yeah, these are things that you look at a captain and say that yes, he's going to do good with his team. So yeah, Morgan, I feel will do well with KKR. I hope
also
he
it will
does
be
not get changed.
interesting if Sunil Narayan opens the game for KKR. We haven't
yeah,
seen him
that would be
opening
I
the.
don't
interesting.
think, yeah, I don't think that will
He has
happen
done it in
again.
the
Why?
past.
Because 2020 and 19 he had a long run at the opening spot, and then after 6 7 games where he did not perform even once, only then he was brought down. Now, until and unless he feels your management thinks he has got in
But
him to do it
that might
again.
help Shubman Gill to play his game like
Yeah.
he plays.
So the
That
Nitish
might help
hitting
him
part
Rana
because
having done so well, yeah.
hitting part can be done by Narayan, and he can settle down and build a good innings.
Nitish Rana is
And
good, but
Nitish Rana having done so well, he'll go
I
down.
have questions on his consistency. I really
Yeah.
don't trust his consistency because he'll play for one game, then you don't know when he will score big runs in the next game. So yes,
But
take
as a
him last.
youngster, the best possible bet you can have for him to score big is when he gets the opening slot.
Yeah.
Narayan, I feel, is like a bonus. चल गया नहीं चला कोई नहीं. You are expected to bowl and get us
But now if they have Russell
tickets.
and Cummins at the that betting, I think they can open with Narayan. There's no issue because he won't be required in the at the last few overs because they have Cummins and Russell who can hit big.
Cummins, that batting ability might not come off every day. Yeah, it might come off again tomorrow because it's in the same ground. KKR would feel that yes, the last time we had come here, we had chased down 220 almost. I mean, at least the rear guard action as well. But yeah, I mean, KKR's, it's a huge mental advantage, psychological advantage that they take forward. If RR can win, from an IPL neutral perspective, I want Rajasthan Royals to win tomorrow so that the table gets opened up a bit. We can't run to conclusions now, but
Yeah.
if that will happen or not, it's a difficult
So
question
But
one
to
last
answer.
thing, what are your thoughts on Andre Russell playing at number 4? Like he's in
Russell,
form.
I feel KKR last year, Morgan, Russell, okay, leave the two of them. Dinesh Karthik batted in 6 different positions. So when that happens, there is a sense of KKR not being clear with their plans. I feel too much of shuffling should not be done. Russell gets the number 6 spot. Morgan gets the number 5 spot. Karthik gets the number, or whatever it is, and they should stick with that for 5 games. The security of a particular player in that place would bring them good things. I feel people would feel more safe. Yeah. Otherwise, they would look behind their shoulders and see if I don't perform well in this game, others might come my turn. So yeah, yes.
so only time will say whether it's Kolkata Knight Riders or Rajasthan Royals. But the players to look out for will certainly be Sunil Narayan and Shubman Gill. So that was the first live match discussion of Mumbai Indians versus Punjab Kings. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We don't have plenty of numbers today, but we would like to put ourselves out there, and we'll make sure that all of you come in our next live sessions. We're trying to make it more interactive. And I think with this, we would like to thank Nishant and Vaipan for joining in this discussion. And thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow at same time after the match, and we'll discuss more about Kolkata Knight Riders and Rajasthan Royals. Thank you so much.